Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I have climbed all the way back up on top of this crazy room, all because we weren't able to get over to this little hallway last time, because we opted to go for the secret. So let's just make sure there's nothing else going on up here, and we'll progress from there. So, alright. Well, here's something interesting already. Hole in the ground of some sort? Yeah, definitely a hole in the ground. This looks to be probably that big other room, yep, where the obelisk is, and there it is. Perfect, perfect. Not sure what there is to do from here, other than diving down. So, alright, well, there's a couple interesting things that I was thinking of doing. There was another room halfway up. This whole little contraption that obviously looked like something we were supposed to go down and explore. So I'm wondering if we should kind of do that. I really don't want to forget it. So I guess we'll just try. I don't know. There's obviously two areas. The one at the top of this place and another halfway up, where it looks like there's some kind of thing that we're going to fall down. A bit of a ramp. So I think I'll just have to come on up here again anyway, if I don't come down and explore it. So let's just be very careful. It's right there. There's where I am looking to get to. So let's just be very careful. It's always very dangerous when we're up here being jumping around the scaffolding. Oh, no, don't want to load. Let's save it, because what I'd like to do is kind of just take a jump, and hopefully we will get to the platform underneath this here. Didn't want to do that. Let's just see if this will work. I think we might be... Yeah, that's not going to work at all. No big deal. Let's just load it up quick and see if we can't figure out another way to get back down. Obviously, this is one of the ways. Alright, there we go. Perfect, perfect. And I think we should be able to jump on down here. Yep, so let's do just that. Perfect, perfect. And the room that I had my eyes on is right here. As you can see, there is some kind of room down here that I don't think is accessible from the other side. And I'd like to know what's down there, so let's just go for it before we go and do anything else. So, alright. Oh my gosh. Well, we are in some trouble. That is for sure. We are in more than a little bit of trouble. And let's get a small med pack. I was not thinking there would be two of these things. My goodness, in the past we've only had to deal with one at a time, and this time it's two. So, holy Toledo. Let's keep our wits about us, and hopefully we can... Oh, jeez, and even the explosion hurts you a little bit. Ah. Alright, well... Jeez Louise, I'm a little shook up from that. Let's get a large bed pack, and let's save the game before anything else happens. Never did I fight two of those at the same time. Goodness gracious. So, alright, well now I'm really curious if this was actually accessible from a different level. Look at this, let's see. We were only able to fall down that ramp from the higher level, and yes, look. Here we are above the sarcophagus. So, alright, I'm glad I came down here to at least see what was going on. Whew, now the ultimate question. Was this worth coming down and checking out? And it looks like the answer is... no. I can't seem to be do anything with this... Well, it looks to be a coffin, doesn't it? No way to push or pull it, no way to jump on top of it. So, alright, well, it looks as if this was not necessarily worth our time. Which is unfortunate, because that was a very difficult thing to do there. It was very difficult to kill those two mummies. But, hey, what are you going to do? So, alright guys, I think what I'm going to do is skip the video ahead. I'm going to climb all the way back up on top, because we still have that ramp to go down at the very top of this big room. So, the next thing you'll see is I'll be back at the top. Be right back. Alright guys, well we're here back at the top of the big room, and this is the last ramp that I'm aware of that it looks like we're supposed to go down. So let's just do it, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully there's nothing too scary waiting for us, and I can't even see where I'm sliding. Holy Toledo. Okay, well, that was one of the longer slides I can remember in recent history. But that's interesting because it looks as if we're supposed to probably get back up there somehow. So, I don't know. Let's at least check out this little area here. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. And alright, not too bad. One more panther down. Hopefully there's no more waiting for us. And okay. Well, that's kind of amusing. Use all those magnum bullets to kill the panther that's guarding more magnum bullets. Well, worse things have happened, I suppose, in the game of Tomb Raider. Worse things have happened, and let's see if there's anything up here worth getting. Doesn't look like it, so alright. Let's just get a bit of a leap here, and one more, and I already see something in the third little quadrant to our right, so let's just flip on over here, and yes, you guessed it, another lever. Another lever is just waiting for us to pull it, I am assuming, so let's see what happens. Maybe another bridge. You know, I don't know what that did, if anything, but I'm guessing that it probably did something... well, it's become obviously a lot more clear, hasn't it? This used to be a ramp. This is what we slid down. But now, a nice little makeshift stairway here. Wow, look at this. All the way up now, we can climb back up and fully explore what this room has to offer. And, well, what does it have to offer? Shotgun shells? I'll certainly take them. And, yeah, we overshot. Okay, well, lesson learned. Lesson learned there, guys. Let's just take it step by step here. We must collect all the lovely ammo. Because if we don't, think about what if we don't. We have no idea what kind of crazy creatures are waiting for us. If we don't collect everything when we have the opportunity, we may find ourselves trying to gun down some scary boss with regular pistols, and, well, that is not going to go very well. We all know, even with these leopards, or whatever you want to call them, it's not the easiest thing in the world to kill them with regular pistols, so... if we can avoid that, obviously that is going to be something we want to do. So, alright, let's just continue to make our way up this long little staircase. And, well, here looks like to be the first, maybe, level we can check out here. And there's these strange golden kind of blocks. I don't know if that's going to come into the situation anytime soon, and I bet is there... okay, well, hold on now. What is this? Alright, well, here's obviously the Obelisk. And, okay. Well, we can at least get one of the Obelisk pieces, which is not something I even realized was going to be here. And maybe we can get two of them, actually. Here's yet another lever. And hopefully that made the other thing, the other ramp area, more of a stepping stone like the previous ramp we've come across. So, alright. Let's just take this one step at a time. Obviously, we're able to get this first Obelisk piece, and this has been a long time in the making, quite honestly. This has been a long time in the making. Ever since we saw that very first Obelisk last level, we thought, hey, okay, why did that show us that? Alright, well that's a little confusing. I think that showed us a doorway that's right down there. If you can see underwater, there's like a little hollow area underneath the obelisk, and it made me kind of think like I'm supposed to try to go back there now. But I don't know if we're going to do that just yet. That's the other thing that's kind of boggling me, is that there's obviously a way to get over here. What is this? This is yet another room, or... Huh, looks like yet another room. Goodness gracious, I think we need to kind of keep ourselves under control and not go crazy here. Trying to gather my thoughts. That's yet another gigantic room. Well, we're going to have to obviously figure out a way to lower that bridge, so hopefully that room will help us in that. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to the room we were already kind of experiencing. And that is right here, of course. So let's see if that other ramp is now into stairs. And it is. Okay. And it turned the other one back into a ramp. Turn the other stairway back into a ramp. At least I think. Let's just jump up here a little bit and see if that is indeed the case. And it is. Okay, there's the other ramp that was a staircase, now back into a ramp. And, okay. Well, looks like there's maybe another ledge over there that probably we'll get to if we jump on top of those blocks. So, alright, let's see what we can get done here. Okay, looks like there's a ledge on the top right as well. So what we're going to probably end up doing is jumping all the way up here, and then we're going to most likely take a leap of faith over to that ledge, shimmy on over to those gold blocks, and we'll be in pretty good shape, I think. I think that's where we dropped out of up there, so... Alright, well, we're still pretty high up in elevation, because we're already back up to where the other room was, that we have already been scaling time and time again. The one that's up through that hole there at the 12 o'clock. But that's unimportant details, really. I'm just trying to keep a bit of a mindset of where I am in the level. The level design really crisscrosses back and forth so much. I'm really just trying to get a mental picture of where we are, even though it might not be necessary to do that. But alright, let's see if we can get on over here. Perfect. Let's shimmy on over. Do the Lara Croft shimmy all the way over to these golden blocks that will most likely drop down onto. These golden blocks have been a very interesting addition to the mechanics as well. I think they first came, well, last level. Here we go, and here we are. Alright, well, we made it. I'm gonna just take a walk and kind of take a peek over the edge. And there is where I thought maybe we'd have to end up going. But, well, how do we do that? How do we do that? Okay, it looks like this is a platform down here, so let's swing on down, and yep, yet another ramp area. I wonder if something's up there. I can't quite tell. It does look like something's up there, but I can't quite tell. But the important part is now we have another doorway to go through, and I'm just getting prepared. Okay, thought something else would be in here ready to kill us. Not so much, and you know what that must be? This ramp to the right must now be a staircase. And look at that, perfect. So alright, that already solves one mystery after another. We'll obviously be able to make it up here now. And... okay, well, geez, we're scaling right back up. If Lara had a GPS, I'd be wanting to know the elevation difference here. And alright, well, we have some trouble. We have some company. We have some company here. And... alright, let's get a med pack here. Let's get a med pack, full med pack. We can afford to do that. And it's a good thing we did, because that explosion really gets the best of us there. Wow. Alright, let's not mess around. Let's get a small med pack. Let's save the game. That was another bit of an episode of excitement there. Whew, alright. Now we're in pretty good shape, and boy oh boy, there's a couple of levers to pull. Just make sure nothing's up here. And, well, I'm still a little curious about another secret. We've only found one so far. And let's see what's up here. Another City of Khamoon symbol. And, alright, well, this might be the highest up we've ever been. I think this is the highest we've ever been in this level. Excuse me. Had a yawn there. Let's just gingerly pick up the loot. Let's gingerly pick up the loot that's available for us here, and I don't think there's anything on top of these little pedestals. Let's just make sure. Take a peek over to that side. Alright. Okay, so I guess all that's left to do is pull these levers. There goes another section of bridge. Alright, very good. And I'm guessing that this lever here is probably going to open up this golden door right next to me. Let's do that. And that is exactly what happened. Let's get our guns out just to be safe. And where are we? Ah, I know where we are. We are, of course, on top of the big room that we started in, because I remember being up here, of course. So, alright, let's see what we can get done here. I think what we can probably do is try to get back to the main obelisk area. I think there's a doorway for us to do that somewhere here. Yeah. It's just went one step down too far, so let's come on up here. Drop on down here, and we will head on over to here, and maybe be able to take advantage of the new portion of bridge that has fallen, and yes. Look what we have here. Yet another portion of the bridge has fallen, and yet another portion of the obelisk we'll have picked up, and it's showing us that underwater door yet again. I'm not 100% sure if it's the same one or not, but either way, I'm a little perplexed. So, I don't think we really need to jump down there just yet. I think maybe what we can do now is, of course, if you remember, there was another room to explore. There was another room to explore just over here. So, well, I'm feeling as if we should probably try to explore it. Going to have to do something with it, I'm sure. And now's the time, because other than that little underwater door that the game keeps showing us, I don't necessarily have the next path for us to travel. So, this is it. This is the next path for us to travel, basically. And actually, you know what? I'm going to drop down here. This looks like we can obviously make our way back up, but I'd like to explore what's going on down here. And oh goodness, well, here we go yet again. A lot of excitement. A lot of excitement. Oh no. Alright, let's see if we can get another full med pack. These guys hit hard. I'm going to try small med pack, actually. Let's press our luck a little bit. There goes one. There goes one. Let's jump out of the way. Oh, jeez Louise. Wow, we pressed our luck, didn't we, folks? We pressed our luck. Maybe we shouldn't have, so let's try that again. Let's try that again right away. And let's actually bring out the shotgun. I think I have a couple bullets. 4. It's better than nothing. So, alright, let's just get right to it. We're gonna kind of hop on down this way. And I think we can... Yep. Maybe we could even get an angle on them. Where are they? Probably won't get an angle on them until we're all the way down. And that's the case. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll take that. 3 shotgun shells. Got rid of one of them. No, not the pistols. We want the magnums. Alright. 1,100 bullets worth. Let's see if we can get something done. And before anything else happens, let's get a small med pack. Hopefully we'll be able to survive the blast, and we did. Oh my goodness gracious. So, yet again, 2 more mummies have been dispatched. Let's save the game right away. This is a gigantic level, ladies and gentlemen, a gigantic level. 2 more chairs, another sarcophagus, another coffin, 2 coffins. Okay, well... you know, the last couple times we've been fighting mummies, it's been for nothing. No real loot. And it looks like, yet again, that may be the case for us here. Hitting the action button near these coffins does nothing. Hitting the action button by this sarcophagus and nothing's happening, so okay. Well, I'm guessing then that we may have made a small mistake coming down here. I don't know if mistake is the right word. Now we know. Now we know. So let's just climb on back up. And we will shimmy across. shimmy across the ledge that we were originally going to shimmy across. One step at a time. Oh, wrong angle there, Laura. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And one more. And where's that ledge? Oh, not quite. Let's climb on back up here. Alright. Looks like this is the ledge, so let's just shimmy on over. See if we can make any sense of this room. There's certainly a lot of climbing to be done here. More climbing than I can remember doing in previous levels. But that's okay. Let's see what we got going on here. An obvious ledge. An obvious ledge. But what about over this way? Is there an obvious... Oh, careful. Jeez, that could have turned out a lot worse. What's down here? So many different pathways, and my curiosity continually gets the better of me. Continually gets the better of me, so okay. There's a ledge there. Don't really see what that's going to do for us, though. We'll get down there and then... Well, so what? I can't see anything to jump to if we go down that way. So, alright, well, let's go back up then. Let's go back up then and take the obvious ledge, the one that's right here. The obvious ledge. Jump on up. Careful now. It's always really difficult to get this perfectly. There we go. There we go. And let's see what we can see from up here. Another couple ledges. Some shotgun shells. Probably something I should go get. And, well, if I know anything, there's going to be... Okay. Well, I will certainly take that secret. Not sure why it is one. I thought this was the general progression of the level, but apparently not. Hey, I'll take that. Absolutely, I'll take that. So, alright, well, let's see what's going on over this way. I would say then that, as you can see, there's some shotgun shells over there. I'm starting to wonder if this is the natural progression of where we're supposed to be going. So I'd say since we found that second secret, I think it's a perfect time to call it quits for this episode as well and split up the video. So I really do thank you guys for joining me. This is a very interesting series of levels. We've been exploring the city of Khamoon last level, and now we're really getting the pieces for the obelisk, and each level is more massive and more interesting than the last. At least that's my opinion. I hope you guys agree. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and as always, we'll see you next time.